Hi, it's Paul Maunder from Production Expert. In this video, I'll be trying out the new SA-3 plugin from McDSP. First of all, what is SA-3? Well, it's a Spectral processor which takes the algorithms from the SA-2 dialogue processor, which of course was a highly popular 5-band active equalizer, and the SA-3 expands on that considerably, with over 1,000 bands of processing, a user-programmable bias curve, a variety of additional controls which we'll get into shortly, and sidechain support, and also mid-side processing. There's a lot to this plugin, so let's take a look at a couple of examples of it in use. Here I've got a raw, unedited voiceover, which as you'll hear contains excessive high mid-frequency content and sibilance. There's also a weird resonance lower down the frequency spectrum too. First we'll hear it with the SA-3 in bypass.
Upon arrival to Hong Kong, he discovered that his efforts had not been in vain, as Bruce had become a household name as the star of ABC TV's The Green Hornet.
You can think of the SA-3 Spectral processor like a multi-band limiter and resonance suppressor. I'll play the audio and increase the detect control to identify and reduce signal peaks and resonances.
Upon arrival to Hong Kong, he discovered that his efforts had not been in vain, as Bruce had become a household name as the star of ABC TV's The Green Hornet.
Now I can see and hear that there are obvious issues around here, but also lower down. I'll tailor the processing with the bias curve. This adjustable frequency curve allows me to increase or decrease the amount of processing across the spectrum. I'll increase it around where I think the high-mid problems are, maybe about there, and we can monitor what's being removed by clicking on the monitor button.
Bruce's newfound status brought doubt that the numerous...
Also, the range control allows me to adjust the maximum amount of signal peak and resonant frequency removal.
Fresh from filming the American TV pilot Longstreet and amid job offers from Hollywood, Bruce was...
This is sounding better in those high mid-frequencies, but the low-frequency problems still need addressing. Maybe if I drop this high-pass filter and then increase the processing around, say, 200 Hz or so.
It was called the New Wan Chai
maybe
Hotel. And the room Bruce Lee stayed in? Room 207.
Okay, that's sounding a lot better. Here's a quick before and after.
Upon arrival to Hong Kong, he discovered that his efforts had not been in vain, as Bruce had become a household name as the star of ABC TV's The Green Hornet.
And then with the SA-3?
Upon arrival to Hong Kong, he discovered that his efforts had not been in vain, as Bruce had become a household name as the star of ABC TV's The Green Hornet.
Great. Now, this section of the plugin is the spectral processing part, and we have a few controls which I haven't touched yet. The attack and release controls are what you would expect, but what's perhaps less obvious initially are the focus and density controls. This is really the kind of thing which you're probably best trying out for yourself, but the focus alters the spectral processing algorithm to only target more persistent resonant frequencies. And the density control, when increased, means that for each fundamental frequency spike or resonance, harmonics above that frequency are further suppressed. So basically, the more I increase it, the more it's going to suppress them. This has the effect of creating a more dense spectral suppression. Let's take a look at one other example of how SA-3 can be extremely useful in a session. I'll add some music in behind the voiceover, and let's say we wanted to duck the music whenever the voice is present, but particularly in the overlapping frequencies where the voice and music conflict. I've put SA-3 on the music track, and for my dialogue track, there's a send which I've routed to the sidechain in SA-3. Now, enabling the sidechain and making a few adjustments, I can get the SA-3 to duck the music under the dialogue.
But Bruce's newfound status brought doubt that the numerous job opportunities he was offered were genuine. A year later, fresh from filming the American TV pilot Longstreet and amid job offers from Hollywood, Bruce was about to fly to Thailand to take part in his biggest project yet, The Big Boss.
Okay, so that's a quick overview of just a couple of uses for the SA-3 Spectral processor from McDSP. This plugin is actually very useful in a broad range of applications on dialogue, vocals, or even full mixes where you need to control resonances and persistent peaks. For more information and to try a demo of SA-3 for yourself, go to McDSP.com. Thanks for watching.